Make you lose with the unthinkable. Don't stop till you come first. Life too unpredictable. Take control of what you're worth. Wasting time's forgivable.
Hi, lovely Stitchers. My name is Callie, and this is going to be my first Flosstube. I have been watching Flosstube now for not really that long. I guess maybe about a month or so, and I really love the community, and so I figured I would go ahead and start a Flosstube channel for myself and um, share with everybody what I've been working on lately, what WIPs I have, and that kind of stuff. Um, with this being my first video, I figure I'll go ahead and not only will I do the Needleworker tag, let me see, I've got my notes here, but I'll also do the Know Your Needleworker tag and the Stitching Style tag. So I guess let me go ahead and start with the Know Your Needleworker tag. Where do you live? If you can't hear from my very thick southern drawl, I'm from the South. I was born and raised in Huntsville. Well, I was born and raised in a really tiny, tiny town called Lester, Alabama, but I now live in Huntsville, Alabama with my husband. What do you do for a living? Well, that's a bit complicated. Um, I'm only 29, but I am actually severely disabled due to a rare connective tissue disease that I have. Um, I got really sick. Uh, well, I mean, I've had it for my whole life, but I got sick enough to the point where I couldn't work anymore uh, when I was my early 20s. 2012 was when it got really bad to the point where I couldn't work anymore. And it took me 3.5 years going to every specialist under the sun to get a diagnosis. I went for a year and a half with a misdiagnosis, and it was really bad. I mean, it was really, really bad. Getting a diagnosis was difficult. And the disease that I have is called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's pretty rare. I wouldn't be surprised if not very many people have heard of it. Pretty much my symptoms can be very vague, and so that's why it took them so long to diagnose me. I saw about 45 doctors over a 3-year period, and we eventually had to go to the Mayo Clinic to get a diagnosis. It was really, really hard times. We were told that I may have cancer. They didn't know what was wrong. They said that, you know, I could die. It was really, really bad. My husband and I, at the time, we were just getting started and getting serious with our relationship, and we ran off and got married at the courthouse instead of having a wedding because we didn't know how long I had. It was really bad. But that was in 2012, and whenever I really started getting really bad. And that kind of is typical for my disease, where you have mild symptoms in your teen years and in your childhood, but as you start to get older, um, in your early 20s usually is when you really start having some pretty bad symptoms. Um, and I'm pretty much now, I'm bedbound. This bed right here is where I stay every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The only time I leave the bed is to use the bathroom, and the only time I leave the house is to go to a doctor's appointment. So, completely homebound. Don't go anywhere, don't see family, don't do anything but sit in this bed and do arts and crafts. So, pretty much cross stitch and other crafts are what keep me going, literally. I mean, that's what gives me my sanity. I would lose my mind without having something to do. So, yeah. Um, I was a nurse before I got sick, so sick that I couldn't work anymore. I was a nurse for 6 years. I actually started college at 16, and I had my nursing degree by the time I was 18, but didn't get to use it for very long. So, um, my husband's a handyman. He works for himself, and he has to do that so that he can have a really flexible schedule. Because if I faint or fall, um, my blood pressure is all over the place all the time. Usually it gets really low very suddenly, and I can faint just from sitting, going from a lying to a sitting position, even is sometimes enough to make me faint. So, um, he has to be able to come home, drop what he's doing, and come home at any time, day or night. Just any time that he's at work, he has to be able to drop what he's doing and come home immediately. So, you know, he has to have a really flexible work schedule. Um, do you have other hobbies besides cross stitch? Oh yeah. I think I have done a little bit of everything. Uh, I have knitted. I have, um, what haven't I done? Um, Painting. I was really big into singing when I was younger, which I'm not able to, go to performances or do anything like that now. But um, I was really big into music. I could sing in 6 languages by the time I was 13. Um, really loved that when I was younger. But I do all kinds of little projects here and there. Lots of knitting, lots of pretty much any kind of crafting thing. I also have dabbled some in jewelry making, as in like silversmithing, with a torch and everything. I've done that. I've done beading and stuff like that, jewelry making as far as beading and stuff like that. Uh, I have done leather working and bookbinding, and um, I build computers as a hobby in my spare time. I literally have dabbled in a little bit of everything. Um, the way I kind of view myself is that I'm a lifelong student. Um, if I have even a mild interest in something, I will get on YouTube and find out everything I could possibly learn about it. And so, I do stuff like that all the time. Um, let's see. Do you have kids? Yes, but they don't live with me and my husband. Um, it's a long story and really complicated, but essentially the reason why they don't live with us is that I can't even take care of myself, so I really couldn't take care of my kids very well. Um, they live with my ex-husband, so I was married before I'm married to my husband now, so they live with their dad. So, um, yeah, that's just a long story, really complicated. Let's see. Do you have pets? Oh yeah. Um, Lainey is right here next to me. She's asleep. I'll put in a picture of Lainey right now. Yeah, she loves to play with my string and my threads and stuff. Um, and we also have Boogie, and Boogie is a big black cat, and he is actually sick right now, and he's quarantined to the bathroom at the moment. He's had issues um, with his bladder and urinary tract infections and stuff like that, and so we have to we kind of go through this thing with him about once a year where he gets a really bad UTI and he has to be catheterized, and because he has a catheter in, he has to be in the bathroom because that's the only place in the house that doesn't have carpet. So he's like draining his bladder constantly, and if we let him in here, he'd get urine all over everything. So, um, but yeah, he's getting that out Friday, which is, let's see, I think that's tomorrow. Yeah, he's getting that out tomorrow morning. So he only has one more night to go through having to have that in. But um, what is your favorite movie? I don't really have a favorite movie per se. Um, not not really big on that. Mostly, what I do is watch documentaries and things of that nature on YouTube. I watch a lot of Flosstube. What's your favorite TV shows? Again, we don't have cable, so pretty much everything that I watch is going to be on the internet. So whether it be Netflix or YouTube, usually I'm on YouTube, and usually I'm watching like a documentary of some sort. What is your favorite music genre? I pretty much will listen to anything. I like oldies. Uh, hmm, I don't know. I don't think they make music the way they used to. So I listen to a lot of oldies. Let's see. One word that best describes you. Creative. And I think my husband would probably agree with that. My parents would probably agree with that. Pretty much anybody who knows me would probably agree with that. That creative is probably uh, a good word to describe me. All right, let's see. Let's go with the stitching style tag now. Favorite fabric. Favorite fabric. Um, well, I'm sort of a new cross stitcher, and I've heard a lot of people say that they used to use Ida early on, and now they don't. They use different kinds of fabric. Um, I'm still in the Ada. Is it Ada or Ada? I think it's Ada. I'm still in the Ada phase. Um, I'm right now. Most of my stuff is on 18 count Ada. Uh, I haven't ever used. Well, I say I haven't ever. I have. I've used linen before, but mostly I'm still really new into cross stitch. I've only used Ada except for one project. So I'm going to be getting into using other fabrics, but as of right now, I guess 18 count Ada would be the answer for that. Hooper frame, definitely frame. I just got my first scroll frame not long ago, and huge difference than from the hoop. I really don't like using a hoop, and I didn't know how much I disliked using a hoop until recently, when getting that scroll frame. Stand, or do you use a stand or do you hold your frame? I use a stand. I'll show it to you here in just a minute. I've actually got my current WIP on there right now. I will show you that here in just a few seconds. Are you a floss licker? Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I guess you could say that depends. For cross stitch, yeah, definitely. Uh, for like if I'm doing, uh, if I'm finishing some sort of yarn project, like a scarf or something like that, and I'm sewing in the ends and stuff like that, then I use a needle threader. But that's for like the big tapestry needles and stuff like that. As far as cross stitch, yeah, I'm definitely a floss licker. Let's see. Do you hoard or buy supplies as needed? A little bit of both. I will typically, for my main WIPs, I will buy as needed. I'll buy supplies as needed. But if I or my mother-in-law or my grandmother come across any kind of cross-stitch paraphernalia at thrift stores, they'll go ahead and get it for me, or I'll go ahead and get it for myself. I found a lot of Ada and a lot of floss and a lot of cross stitch books and things like that at thrift stores, and if I see it and it's for a really good price, definitely gonna get it. Favorite floss, DMC, hands down, for sure. Serial starter or one WIP at a time? I would say that I'm a one WIP at a time kind of gal, but I have multiple WIPs, so that I haven't finished yet. So I guess what I tend to do is I will start a WIP and I'll get it almost finished, and then I'll put it down and I won't pick it up again for months at a time. So I'm a one WIP kind of gal, but I'm really bad at finishing things. Do you watch TV while stitching? Definitely Flosstube. Documentaries on YouTube. One or the other, pretty much. That's what I'm doing all the time whenever I'm stitching. Usually is watching YouTube of some sort. Do you have a stitching buddy? Unless you include the cats, then no. The cats are my stitching buddies. Do you bobbinate floss or not? No. Um, Pretty much what I do is I will take whatever color I'm working on. I am a cross country type of person. I've tried parking. I just can't do it. I'm one of those people where I have to finish the floss. I can't leave the floss, just hanging there. And if I'm doing a row, I can't stop just because I'm at a certain number, within the block. If the color keeps going, I have to keep going until the color's done. I'd have to finish that color. So so because I don't park, I am pretty much only using one color of floss at a time. And because I only am using one color of floss at a time, it's really easy for me to just cut my floss into a length that I like, and then I will, I'll make a, what is it called? Slip knot. I'll make a slip knot, and I will slip knot I'll show you here in just a minute. It's just easier to show you what I'm talking about whenever I show you my current WIP, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. But no, I don't bobbinate my floss. Do you like to experiment and alter your charts or not? I guess they're talking about, do I alter my patterns? Well, that depends. If it's a kit, then no, usually I will follow it directly. But as of right now, my current WIP is a pattern that I made myself on a software that I found online. So right now I'm actually doing a pattern that I made. So do you use the parking technique? No, definitely cross country. Do you start the project in the middle of your fabric or in the corner? Well, this current WIP, I guess usually I started in the middle. But I'm kind of, that's one of those things I could do either or, but usually I guess I start in the middle. Do you use a printed copy of your pattern or digital? Up until recently, very recently, I only have used printed copies. Usually what I will do though is I will, rather than using the original, I'll make a copy of my pattern and I will mark off on that. That way I have the original pattern with no marks on it. That way if I need to go back and look at it and everything, I can. But I have recently put my patterns on my tablet. So do you have a WIP rotation? No. I need to though, because as of right now, I only have two WIPs, two active WIPs. So I need to go ahead and do a rotation though, so that I can finish the other one. But I have one. Pretty much, I'm a one WIP type person where I want to work on only that one WIP. But yeah, like I said, I'm really bad about not going back and finishing WIPs, so I need to do rotations so that I can finish those. Do you use a timekeeper to see how long it takes you to complete a project? No. If I did, they would be going for months, because that's how long it takes me to finish a WIP. Do you keep your orts? Yes. And actually, let me see if I can show you. Those are my. There we go. Do you have a snack or drink while you stitch? Oh yeah, I'm bad about that. Really, really bad about that. I can't. I have to. I have to eat and drink. I can't. And a lot of that has to do with my blood sugar. A lot of that has to do with my illness. I can't. I can't not. So yeah. So yeah, I do. Which means that I'm really bad about getting everything messy, and so I have to be able to wash. I have to be able to wash my projects so that at the end, because if not, oh, it would be a mess. But okay, so I think that is everything as far as the tags go. So let me really quickly show you what my projects are. Now this right here is really, this is my one UFO. I probably started this well over a year ago. It should have been done like a long time ago. But this is it. And it's supposed to have not only these 3 butterflies, but there's supposed to be 3 butterflies up here too. It's the words of a hymn, of a church hymn. I was making this for, I don't know if I was making this for my grandmother or if I was making it for my mom. But this is what it's supposed to look like. And so, yeah, that would not take me long to finish at all, but yeah. I've done, besides this one, I've done one other one. I really need to take a picture of it the next time I visit my mom. She has it. She actually gave me the kit, and it was a pair of like old person's hands in the praying position with a small child with their hands on top of the old person's hands, and they were praying, and it had a Bible verse of some sort. But right now, my current WIP, the one I'm working on right now, let me see. Okay, let's see. This is what it is supposed to. Let's see if I can get a better angle where it's not reflecting so much. There we go. And yes, it's me. I'm making this for my mom. I did some modeling back before I got sick, and so, anyway, this is my setup here, and that's what I've got so far. This is what I was talking about as far as my strands go, see, I'm working on this black here, and while I'm working on this black, what I do is I just cut like the pre-cut strands that I like as far as the length goes, and I just put it on the edge of my frame here, and I just take it off and on like that, and that's how I do it. And with me working cross country, you know, it works out. This is gonna be let's see, this is on, usually I use 18 count, but I think this is 16. This is 16 count Ida, and DMC colors 50. I'm using 52 colors, I think, 52 different colors, and like I said, I love this scroll frame. So awesome, so awesome compared to a hoop. Oh, I love it. I love it so much better. I've been working on this for about, let's see, I guess I've been working on this about maybe 8 days or so, something like that. It actually is starting to come to life now that I've got the eye and the lips and everything. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start here and just kind of go down. But I mean, I'm still going to do cross country, but I'm going to try to go from this corner. See, this is the top corner here, and it is full coverage. So, you know, this is my first full coverage piece that I've done. So, I don't know. My mom's birthday is March 29th. It's at the end of March. I'm hoping that I'll have this done by then and I can give it to her for her birthday. But I think it's going to end up being 13 and a half by 18. I think that's the right dimensions, and that's in inches. But anyways, that's that. Can't think of anything else that I need to show you guys this time around. Other than maybe Lainey. Come here, Lane. This is Lainey. Say hi. Say hello. She's a sweetie. Yeah, she's a sweet girl. She's still a baby. She's a sweetheart. She gets in trouble though. Because she's still a kitten, she wants to play with my floss a lot. But anyway, if you guys can think of anything that you'd like to know about me, just shoot me a message in the comments, and I guess I will be coming back maybe once a month or so, maybe more often. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to send me a message, and I will see you guys here soon. And happy stitching, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.